What's up everybody, it's Matt from Peter Glenn, and in this video we're going to give you a little sneak peek at some of the new boards from Burton for the 24-25 season. Let's check this out. All right, first up we have the women's Hideaway, and this board is awesome every single year. They really don't have to change much on it except for the graphic. It's kind of the perfect beginner intermediate snowboard. It's got all the tools to help you learn. The bend on it is flat through the middle with a little bit of rocker up in the nose and tail, so you get tons and tons of stability. You get that nice catch-free feel up in the tips. And then we've got a little bit of a taper on this thing where the nose is a little bit wider than the tail. This basically helps you learn to initiate your turns a little bit more. And then when you're starting to ride switch and you turn it around, it actually helps push you in and out of your turns a little bit. This thing not only rides amazing and pushes you to get better, but obviously look at the graphic on this thing. We've got a little mix of the matte top sheet with a little bit of the gloss as well. Really something that you have to see in person. All right, next up we have the Blossom. This was an instant classic the year it came out. Basically, it was kind of a way for them to take some of the construction of their custom and make kind of a park version. It's a fully twin tip board, traditional camber, something that you're gonna see a lot of their riders riding in the park, but when they might not just be hitting rails, they might be hitting a lot of the big jumps, a lot of pop, and most importantly, a lot of stability. Even Zeb Powell's 203 centimeter board is a version of this, but the standard shaped ones are the ones that he rides on the regular. And like I was saying, it's very similar to the construction of the custom, but we do have a little bit of a difference where we've got some carbon I-beam that's running from tip to tail. Instead of running the carbon across the board, they want to have ultimate spring, pop, and stability, but they don't want to mess with the torsional flex of the board, so it leaves it very smooth and easy feeling like a traditional park board, but you get all the spring and the pop and the stability that you need. Another thing that's really cool about the graphic this year is you notice the color of this board. When you get this thing out in the cold, it might not look exactly the same. And next up, another staple in the Burton line, the Burton Process. So this is Mark McMorris's board. He loves this shape. This is the cambered version where it actually is their pure pop camber. So it's cambered through the middle, but it actually goes to a flat spot up in the nose and tail. It doesn't go all the way to your contact points. Basically, when you load this thing up and you stand on it, it helps lift the tips up, give you a little bit of that nice, easy catch-free feel. Also gives you a little bit more of a flat spot to butter around on. And when you're on boxes and rails, it actually helps lock in a little bit better. But the cool thing about this is that it does come in a flying V version as well if you do prefer the rocker with the camber up in the nose and tail. But this is really kind of that high-end park board that doubles as an all-mountain board. If you really want an all-mountain board, but you spend a lot of time riding the park, this is a great answer, and it has all the stability. I always kind of call it the little brother to the custom, but the custom isn't really a better board. It's just different. This one has a little bit easier, smoother feel, but it's not dead underneath your feet. And obviously if Mark McMorris is running this thing in all the big contests, hitting the big jumps, it's got more than enough stability for your average rider. And obviously the graphic on this year with that little happy tiger, can't go wrong. And then last up, the Alaka Sam. So this board is a brand new board this year. And if you look at Alaka Sam, spell that backwards, Masekela. This is a board that they worked with Salema Masekela to really give kind of a surfy feel to that all-mountain freeride board. And you can really tell from the shape of the nose and the shape of the tail on this thing, you get a lot of extra nose up there, a lot of extra width, a lot of extra length. You get that little short tail. First thing I saw this thing, I was like, man, that thing looks like a rocket. It rides fast, it rides slow, it has tons and tons of spring and pop. We're doing that traditional camber to a little bit of rocker in the nose, so you get even more float in the nose and more sink in the tail. So when you do get this thing into the deep snow, it will float like crazy. But you can really rail on this thing. It's definitely a free rider's dream that still wants something that has some all-mountain capabilities, but wants that super surfy feel when you get into the powder. All right, so obviously that's just a little sneak peek of some of the boards for the 24-25 season. We're gonna have these and a lot more on the website coming in the fall of 2024. But if you got any questions, definitely leave some comments down below. We're on there every single day trying to answer your questions. We wanna make sure we can get you into some rad gear, but most importantly, we wanna make sure we can get you the stuff that's gonna fit you and it's gonna fit your riding style. Also make sure to like, subscribe, and definitely get that notification bell on too so you can find out when all the new videos drop, and head on over to peterglenn.com so you can see the full selection of Burton boards that we have in stock.